Yeah, it's recorded. All right. Cool. Gary, what's going on, man? Welcome to Breakthrough Society podcast.
What's up, Irvin? I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me on your podcast, buddy. I think we had to schedule before, and I got so busy I had to reschedule, but I'm glad to be here now.
Yeah, man, it's all good. We all get busy in our lives. We don't. This is not the only thing we do. So things pop up. So sometimes we just got to reschedule and make time work for both of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, dude. So, yeah, man. First question I ask my guests is, like, if somebody meets you for the first time, they say, "What's going on, Gary? What do you do?" What's your response to
that? Smoke pot and save lives. Just checking. Just kidding. Don't. In case anybody from my department is listening, I don't smoke pot on the weekends. So
just on the weekends.
Only on the weekends.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I'm a firefighter, and I created a platform to try and build a recovery center for opioid use and firefighters to work with PTSD and depression stuff through a CBD and cannabis avenue. So kind of like a more holistic aspect of it than the old ways of just sitting around telling themselves like how bad their lives were, and then use big pharma medication, which doesn't seem to work. All they do is get back out and start looking for, other drugs again. So I've decided to become an advocate for CBD and cannabis through my firefighter career and my own past experiences. And from there, I'm hopefully, with the sales of my CBD company, I'm going to open the future Promises Recovery Centers and take that and try and move it from Florida and move it nationally and try and help everybody across the nation.
That's awesome, dude. So you have a lot of stuff going on, between being a firefighter and building your own company, and like the goal that you have of building the company. Like, how do you balance all of that stuff and all the content and the CrossFit and everything that you're putting out there?
It's funny. It actually intertwines all together like a spider web. So it's kind of, everybody asks me, and I have so many different avenues and so many different things that it actually all works together. Because if you take what I'm doing in my life, that holistic aspect is how I'm going to build my recovery center. So I'm taking the loss of my daughter, the loss of my father from opioid overdose, and I'm taking all the people I've helped with my CBD company through the fire department, helping them out of all the dark places and pain and everything else. I built protocols on those aspects, on what I'm doing personally in my own life, on how it affected me, trial and error, working with other addicts that had opportunities to come to my CrossFit gym, work out, use the CBD. And so those protocols are actually built to actually formulate Promises Recovery Centers. So it seems like a lot going on, but it's more or less personally building protocols to actually better an end result, if that kind of makes sense. So it all works together. So it's pretty cool. It's hard to explain, but all at the end, once Promises opens, everybody's going to go, okay, we get it. There it is.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. So you kind of like building I'm thinking it's kind of like how they say that if you have multiple companies, you kind of have to like integrate it like vertically or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of like own like the manufacturing business, like the retail business, stuff like that. So I guess that's kind of like what you're doing, is like everything is just like, adding up to that.
Yeah, I like to personally know what I'm giving other people. So if I'm giving you a training routine and I'm telling you, Irvin, get off the floor. I know you're breathing heavy. I know it's hard. And I don't want to be that guy of just being a cheerleader saying, yeah, rah, rah, go. Listen, I know how you're feeling in your head. You're having that conversation as, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. I've been there. But if you focus on this aspect of it, you'll get past that on a workout. So I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have pain and bad thoughts, and how the CBD has helped clear those. So if I ask somebody to take it, I can kind of help them understand what they're taking, because I've went through that. So everything that I'm putting into that recovery center, I've put myself through. So when I talk about it, it's not something that I've read. It's not something that I just made up to create and make money. It's something that I've been through. So it's coming from a personal experience that I'm giving them.
Yeah, man, so like whenever you help people, they know that, you've been through it before, and you're not just, just trying to make them feel good, or
Right.
just trying to sell them like whatever
Yeah,
whatever kind
just
of product. Yeah.
I call it the cheerleader because you have all these CrossFit gyms where everybody's like, yeah, yeah, rah, rah. And it's like, okay, you can cheer me all you want, but you have no idea what I'm going through. But yeah, I do. I know exactly what I still do it every day, continuously. I still use everything, the products. I still do the workouts. I still, it's kind of like 75 hard. Trying to explain to somebody 75 hard and how to get through it is hard if you've never done it.
Yeah.
It looks easy on paper, but we all know. Listen, I haven't completed it. I can't get the second workout because I get so busy. I know it's hard, but I'm not going to tell somebody, yeah, you go ahead and do it. It's easy. It's not. I haven't done it. I can't say it's easy. I haven't done it. It's not that easy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, I get that. And that's like the same thing what they say with like with business. Like if you're a leader, or you have, you're training people, like you can't expect them to follow some orders if you haven't done the work yourself. So like if you don't want to, take out the trash or clean the toilets at your business, and you're in your building, then how are you going to tell like somebody that just came in a week ago to do it, like if you don't want to do it, or if you haven't done it before?
Exactly, 100%, man. It's like I said, it's kind of like if something goes wrong, I want to be able to actually help them fix it. I want to give them an opportunity to fix it, but I'm also there to teach them how to fix it. And if I've never done it, I can't teach them. So
Yeah.
you never really lead by example. You're just leading by hearsay, because hey, I created the company and I put a little tag beside my name saying CEO, so I'm the boss. But no, you're never a boss. You're just somebody there to help give everybody else an opportunity and kind of help them through and create this leadership to where everybody can grow at once.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And yeah, man, like I see all your content, and I know you just went through that surgery.
Yeah, it's how do you say it? It's revealing, because like I'm gonna come out with another post, but I'll give you a little, kind of like a little preview. So we got pain meds. All right, so they gave me pain meds for my knee surgery. They gave me 50 milligram tramadol twice a day. That's 100 milligrams of pain meds for 7 days.
Jesus.
For a knee surgery, they said I walked out on and had weight bearing in 4 hours. So I could hold myself up, but I still have 7 days of pills. When in fact, naturally, you can take a 50 milligram gummy from a plant with 0 side effects, which this one has nausea, can't drive, can't do heavy equipment. This I can take legally on the job at the fire department because they have a protocol for it. They define it. This plant, no side effects, no drowsiness, no nothing, same effect, I can't use. So so that's what I'm trying to make people understand. The plant stuff compared to the big pharma stuff is just as good with the less side effects as possible. And I don't blame the doctors for giving the pain meds. That's not what I'm saying. Some people need it. What I'm saying is let those like firefighters or athletes or people, let them have access to something other than just pharma. Because if you can make a rule for this, the rule for that is exactly the same thing, 100%. Yeah. There's no difference at all. So if I can use this, I can use that. Let's just get the stigma of the little gummy thing out of it. So it kind of blew my mind when I got the pills. I'm like, here's a realization. It's like it's right there in front of me now. That's how I lost my daughter. My daughter was in a car accident, ended up being hooked on these, and then they won't refill this. And then when you don't refill, where do they go? They start going to street drugs. And then that's where all stuffs go bad, and that's everything else. Whereas if they would have had this, non-addictive, same thing, no side effects, would never have been gone to street drugs, we would have been good to go. She would have still been here.
Yeah, man. And like, it's kind of obvious where it's like one comes naturally from the earth, Mother Nature. And then the other one is fucking like it has a whole bunch of all these chemicals in it, and like it literally tells you on that sticker, all the side effects that don't take it if you're gonna drive, or don't take it this and that, because everything that it can give you, like drowsiness and all this shit. And it's like it's kind of obvious.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, and then they say, oh, you can't because cannabis is the gateway to. It's not a gateway to anything.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's an effing plant, dude. It comes from the ground. You can basically take the plant from the ground, put it in a juicing machine, and drink it. The only bad thing is that if I get drug tested, I lose my job and lose my career. This stuff, I can kill myself, kill my body, or kill somebody else. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But yet it's an uphill battle, and that's why I decided to actually come out a little more in the forefront and build platforms and build my podcast, Good Dudes Grow, to educate people, go on Clubhouse and talk to more people, talk to scientists and everything else, hoping that sooner or later our departments will ask to talk to us. And it's funny because we went through this thing called O2X, which is basically a fitness program made supposedly by the Navy SEALs and all this. And I'm not going to say, I hate putting down other people's programs. It's just exactly a long CrossFit thing, which, high intensity workout, stretch, be good, eat healthy, stuff that I've been doing for 30 years and everything else. And so they bring all these professionals in and they have the nutritionists and all this, and they talk about all this stuff. And every time they come up with stuff, I'm like, what about CBD? Oh, there's not enough information out there. There's a thing. Have you looked on the internet? I'm just curious because there's a lot of information out there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you got all the chiefs, all the chiefs in our department are doing the same class, and you're talking about cannabis and CBD, and they're like, "Do we drug test this guy yet? Because that's all he seems to be talking about. We need to talk to him." But hopefully that conversation put a little thing in their mind, like, "Hey, the subject needs to come up. We need to talk about it because it's something that'll get everybody healthy. The more, if you more investigate it, the more you're going to see about it." So.
Yeah, dude, and it's like they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, they look at you're nuts.
Yeah, who let this guy in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and like, man, like I mean, you grow up and like you hear everybody talking about how marijuana is somehow bad and like it's just that the media pushes it out there like that. It's just how they do. They create their own narrative around it. Just how they do with politics and the fucking COVID and everything else. I mean, it's crazy how they just influence most of the population like that.
It is. It's crazy, and I get like all riled up and excited, as you can see when I talk about it. Because I've been doing this for like 3 years, and I get into it and everything else. And when you start talking to the people who are in the business, you start realizing that all that fallacy you were told really makes no sense. So think about this. So yes, cannabis is bad. All right, cannabis is good. I'm going to tell you, weed and pot is bad. They're both the same thing, except one's sold on the street, one's made by a professional licensed company. The professional licensed company is in for it for the medicinal effects and make a safe, hot quality product to give you the best chance at not using pharmaceutical drugs. But they're making it so difficult now because now they're trying to, new laws they're trying to do is they're trying to actually limit the amount that medical cannabis patients can actually buy. Well, what do you think they're going to go after that? They're going to go to the dude on the street. Dude on the street's growing anything he can, any way he can, with whatever he wants in it. Yeah. That's where the bad stuff is. Just regulate the guys that are doing the good stuff and let them grow the good stuff for the people that need it. It's simple. I was talking with Bob Bashino of Incredibles. He actually just dropped on my podcast this week. And he was in Colorado, and he was at the, the city commission meeting with a bunch of firefighters. And all the firefighters were like, yeah, we need to close these places down. 2 of them blew up last week. It's dangerous. And he goes, whoa. He goes, what places blew up? And he goes, I know all the top places that are licensed in the state of Colorado. They're all still working. He goes, well, these places weren't licensed. He goes, and there it is. That's the point we're trying to make as business owners. We're business owners. We're doing everything properly. Don't lump us in with the guys that are just trying to make stuff on the street and make money because cannabis is legal in the state of Colorado.
Yeah.
So they're doing anything possible to try to make the business aspect of it extremely difficult. Even though they're saying, yeah, it's regulated, but you can't do this, you can't do that. You got to follow this rule, you can't follow that rule. So it's exciting, but it's going to take a little bit to work all the quirks out.
Yeah, and it's like these places blew up. That He's like, yeah, we're talking about like probably like two houses or something that people are like fucking growing in their living room.
Exactly. The guy has like 8,000 lamps running at 100. You're an
Yeah,
electrician. How many those 600 lamps? How much does that take to run electricity? A lot, right?
yeah,
Well, for one plant, you need three of them. So you have like six plants, like 18 of those running. You don't think the guy's going to burn something down in his house because he ain't ready for that.
yeah, yeah. It's not like the fucking houses are prepped for a fucking whole farm or some shit.
Exactly.
Some shit, yeah. Like you have to cut off the entire power for the entire house just to have light for his fucking plants.
At midnight, his living room is the only thing glowing in the whole city.
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, no, I'm starting to, I don't know if if recently you've gone to like Home Depot and stuff, but they've actually had these fucking, the lights, dude.
Do
Like,
they?
yeah.
Amazon. You want to know a cool thing? Because I started cutting you off. I had a guy ask me, he goes, "Hey, listen, I want to grow like 3 or 4 plants. I heard you talk. Do you know how I could do that?" I'm like, "Well, I really don't do indoor grow. You know, I'm living in Florida, so I can grow year round outdoors. So I really don't know much. But let me talk to my farmer." My farmer goes, "Yeah." He goes, he only wants to grow like 2 or 3 plants. He goes, "You can buy an indoor outdoor grow, which is actually a tent with the lights in it, off of Amazon." He goes, "It
Wow.
works perfectly."
Yeah.
So,
Dude,
but
it's
again,
like,
that's growing your own plant is safer than trying to go get it off somebody on the street because you know
oh
exactly
yeah.
what you're putting it on. If you're growing it for yourself, there's several states that allow it to, I think two or a 3 plant max. I think you can grow for yourself. So why not? Just buy yourself a little tent, put it in one of your bedrooms, and light that bitch up.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like I've started seeing maybe like a month or 2 months ago, they actually like you walk into the light fixture aisle and it's like the only fucking like purple lights that you see fucking on.
That's hilarious. I haven't been there. I'm gonna have to ask my friend. My friend, the firefighter, works at the Home Depot. I'm gonna ask him, "Hey man, how you guys start selling grow lights out there?"
Yeah, dude. And like the boxes of the lights, it's like it well, I mean it shows like it just shows like a regular plant, that's and it says grow lights on it. It's like what the fuck?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, but I mean like it's crazy how everybody's like slowly starting to adapt
Yeah,
like that way of life.
it's safer. It's just I just don't understand why they keep trying to slam it down as something bad. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever, dude. It's only a plant. Yeah. Bad thing is the only bad thing that's going to grow in that plant is what you put in the earth. That's it. Yeah. Put some pesticides in the earth. That's the only thing that's going to go bad in that plant. But yeah.
Yeah, dude. What do you I mean what are your plans for later on this year, as far as like going that route with your company?
Oh, I've got some pretty cool plans. I'm talking to a partner that's looking like he wants to totally start helping fund the first building that we're going to put promises in. From there, we're going to grow the CBD aspect of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start selling more CBD and use 50% of all the sales for this year go directly to the promises recovery. So whatever everybody buys, 50% of our sales is going there to make sure that we get that off the ground. I've got another partner that I'm hooking up with. I think I'm going to meet him in a couple of weeks in New York. He's the first cannabis patient in Australia. We're going to work together to bring our product through his company in New Jersey to Australia to start selling it in Australia so they can start helping grow Promises Recovery. He's also, check this out, he's also on the third part, I think you saw my post, of the list to be on a SpaceX trip to Mars.
Yeah, so
So I'm gonna be interviewing him. He's a guy is hilarious, but yeah, he's like, if they get the next 10% goes to Mars, that's me. I'm in. He goes, I
yeah,
passed the first phase, I passed the second phase. I'm in the top 10,000. Now they take the top 10% of that. He goes, dude, I could be going to Mars. I could be
yeah,
the first. He goes, I could be the first stoner on the Mars.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, man, we need to. And I'm getting with him on my podcast. Actually, we're doing a show on this Sunday with him. So, yeah, I got a lot of partnerships going on. I see by the end of the year that I'm looking hopefully to try and get my sales of CBD up close to 500,000 by the end of the year. I'd like to get it to close to 1 million with all the contacts I have, and have Promises Recovery Center, the first one, open by the end of the year.
I see.
So that's my vision. I've had it's a nonprofit. I've had the nonprofit for 4 years. So it's sitting there. I've been filing all the paperwork. I've been working on all the protocols, trying to talk to a few people, trying to get everybody together. I think now it's time to, I was trying to build a CBD company big enough so it can funnel money to that. And I said, you know what? It's like you said, you can't do both at the same time. You got to try and work on that one vision. That one vision is Promises. So everything I'm doing now is going to be funneled to Promises, so that Promises will open by the end of the year and be up and running by 2022.
Yeah, man, it's important to just stick to one thing.
Yeah.
Because, like you get so caught up in your day to day, and, you start getting all these ideas like, oh shit, man, I could be doing this and this. And it's like you start spreading your energy too thin into all these things, and it's by the end of the year, like you don't accomplish anything that you want to do because you're like a little bit into everything.
Yeah, it's that was my biggest thing, and I think last time we went to the mastermind, I said that's my biggest thing is I'm almost like a one-person show. So I've finally started loosening myself up and actually trying to find the right people to actually, hey, listen, come in, let's do this together, so I don't have to be doing everything, and I have more time to actually create the vision and then grow the center itself, and then finally get it off the ground. Because like you said, I was doing everything, and I was just doing so much. It was for the last year, I just wasn't going anywhere, and I wasn't happy. So now that I put all the vision more on paper, narrowed it down to where I'm going, Promise is the end goal. I work from that point backwards, found out what needs to be done, who needs to be in place to do what. All right, let's find the people. And right now I'm just slowly researching and connecting the right people there. Hopefully by this summer, all the people will be connected. Everything will be up and running, and that'll give me 6 months to blast the crap out of it, and 2022 open the doors.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. You have like you're crafting everything step by step. So I like that. How do you find like the people? I guess like not because when you say like the people, you just mean like people that are going to be taking care of other things, or like employees.
Kind of like partners
or employees.
Kind of like partners, employees. I'm not a master marketer. It's not my forte. I've tried to do it. I've tried to, I've screwed that up. I spent, tens of thousands of dollars trying to, market my CBD to try to get it off the ground so I can make money to open Promises. And it just, spending hours doing, you know how long it takes to make an ad copy, spending hours. I have 3 companies. Try to do ad copy for all 3 companies, plus continuously posting social media, plus trying to run the company, plus trying to build a product, plus, and it's like, okay, I'm not going anywhere. It's not. So I'm looking now into, okay, get a guy that does marketing. Let's, pay him, get a guy that does marketing, get the guy that does the website properly, make my website guy. I got to change it. So find somebody that'll run that. I'm not a whiz tech. I know what I'm doing, so I'm not dumb to where the guy can just run off and like, oh, here, I'm working. No, you're not. I know what you're doing. I can see it. I'm not that stupid, but I can't do it as fast as you can. So, you know what I mean? So that's what I decided to do. I started trying to find those people and saying, okay, let's make a partnership. We'll start working like little profit sharing. You take the marketing and take percentage of that. Do the website, take a percentage of that. Started giving people percentage for their work to do so that they can grow themselves. The harder they work, the more money they make. The more money they make, the more the business flourishes. The more the business flourishes, the more I can send to Promises and open it. Instead of me trying to do everything and thinking that I can collect everything and funnel at the same time. So I started sharing in the profits, sharing in the journey. And it's actually going better.
Dude, like I've been thinking of doing some kind of like that where I just like set up some system where, everybody gets like a little profit of, whatever it is that they're doing or whatever it is that they're bringing in, kind of like if everybody was, say, a salesperson where they get a percentage of, like the total price, something like that, but like for everybody, like not just salespeople.
Exactly. Well, I'm talking to like some big people who have money, like, oh, well, I want equity in your company. If you're going to go nationally. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know who the hell you are, what you can do. I'm like, I'm not giving you a piece of anything that I've been creating for 4 years. Let's be honest. You're not going to give a piece of your dream just so you can actually give it to somebody because he says he can do something. No, everybody says they can do something. Words mean nothing. To me, words mean nothing. Proof is in what you can do. Show me. I'm one of those guys that I'll tell you something and I'll say, let me prove it to you first. And then let's do it. So I said, the best way, I talked to some people, I talked to some guys in the RTA group. I was like, how can I format company? And how can I do that with people that want a piece of my company? And this is, we'll do it on a trial basis. Give them a profit sharing aspect of it. And if they, after that profit sharing, if they want a piece of it, then they can reinvest the money that they want. They come in, and then they can buy a piece that way. Now you know what they're going to do. They see what's going to happen, and everybody grows at once. And if they don't, and if they don't work out, you can fire them at any time or get rid of them, and they still made their money. So they can't leave upset. Mm-hmm. It's not like you give them a piece of something, it doesn't work out. Now you're trying to get them off your books or off your corporation. It's a big lawyer battle, and nobody made any money. You're wasting more money fighting legal fees. Fuck that shit. Yeah. Let's make money, and if it works out, we work wonderful together. After a couple of years, let's decide, all right, now you can come into the business. We can talk what aspect of the business you can take over, because I've seen what you've done. You know where we're going and everything else, and we seem like a good fit. Let's try it first. This way, you're going to make money. You're never going to be pissed off. The company's going to make money. I'm not going to be pissed off. But if you don't do anything, it's easy to let you go. So that was one thing I learned by the groups that we were in, like the Apex group and Arete group. They helped me a lot trying to figure that out. So I decided, okay, let's figure out how this works and let's do that. And that's what I started doing, and that's where more and more people, I was able to talk to more and more people. So you're always in control, but you're letting everybody share in it.
Yeah, that's a damn good route to go to, dude, because I'm always thinking like, shit, dude, well, like I know you have to, when you bring in team members, like you have to paint the picture, right? Like of the vision of where you want to go, you want to take the company, and if they don't fit, well, then they don't fit, and it's all good. But it's like, how do you paint the vision, and how do you like get them to work hard at what they're doing when all they're really working for is, like the vision and the paycheck? And it's like, to me, if somebody would have told me like, okay, well, you're going to be, taking care of, let's say, whenever, because I plan to get an office warehouse space, not too big, maybe like 1,200 to like 1,000 like square feet, something small. But, whenever I got to have all my materials, shelves and stuff like that, organized. So it's like, how do I paint the picture of like, okay, you're going to be taking care of like the warehouse. So how do I get that person to work hard when he's just really doing it for like the paycheck kind of things? Like if somebody would have told me to do it, like I'm just going to be thinking like, okay, like I don't really want to be doing this, so like I started thinking of going something like the route that you're taking with, profit sharing for, whatever reason like that.
The cool thing about that is that by doing that, I found, because I was really nervous about it, because I'm like, man, people are not going to like that. These guys, like, they got, some of them got some big bucks and they want to invest in the company and they want a piece of it. And, I don't want to take it over. I don't know if they're going to feel comfortable with the profit sharing. The cool thing about it is that by doing the profit sharing, they get an aspect of a say of what's going on in the company, because that say builds the money. So your vision can actually grow with what they're saying. And that's how you kind of like that vision, because when you have your vision, sometimes you're like got that tunnel vision and you can't see everything. But now you got different inputs, and those different inputs are just there because they want to make a little bit more money also. So those give you little inputs, give you little ideas, and next thing you know, your vision kind of grows into something, morphs into something else, and that's how you build that camaraderie of kind of like a board of directors and stuff together, because everything kind of flows, and it's not just your tunnel vision. It's now, okay, a piece of him. That's an awesome idea for marketing. Let's go with that. Let's grow with that. And now everybody has the same final vision you have, but it's stuff you never really thought about.
Yeah, because everybody's like in their own like little lane, exactly, all going towards like the same thing.
Exactly, and everybody that says something actually has a piece of the skin in it, because if we go that way, he makes more money, that guy makes more money. So so they say the warehouse guy that you have, that you want to hire a warehouse guy to make everything clean. If you tell them, hey, listen, if this thing's organized like to a T, to where I can walk in and point out anything, I know exactly what's there, then you get a percentage, because you just made my job easier, where I don't have to look for anything, where I don't have to worry about supplies, I don't have to worry about things being shipped out. You have it actually dialed in. It may not be the way you wanted it dialed in, But the guy may have a system that you might go, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the guy has the input in your warehouse, and that input actually makes him money, and he's in charge of it. He feels like a great guy. He's getting a percentage of the company because this is my domain. Fuck you, Irvin. Stay out of my warehouse, man. Don't touch my
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps. It ends up being more fun. Not everything lands on your shoulders.
Yeah, dude, that's you see, yeah, because like if he takes care of say like the warehouse or he takes care of the materials that, we got a new material we gotta order. So he saves time from the techs that have to be at the job, um, doing like finishing the work within the, amount of hours that I, projected the job to be completed. But if the techs have to go and run to Home Depot, get something, they're gonna spend at least an hour, depending on how far it is, how much material. So that hour, can be paid to the warehouse guy.
Exactly. They might
Something
be
like that.
it might be buying grow lights instead of the stuff you need.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, look, I need these for
Yeah. While I'm here, I might as well pick up a couple of grow lights for home.
yeah. Adding it to the fucking account and shit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's what I mean. It kind of, if you can see it in that way, it kind of opens your eyes to like, this is actually not a bad idea. It's, you just got to find the right people and make sure you make those job descriptions exactly what needs to be done in that operating agreement so that there's no BS, and say, here's your job, here's what you need to do, here's what you're going to get. If shit hits the fan, here how we're going to cancel it, here how we're going to go our separate ways, put everything in. The biggest thing people hate that I found is talking about if shit hits the fan, what's going to happen between us.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to make money, but if we argue and it goes bad, what's going to happen? Put that in the operating agreement, get that out of the way, saying, listen, this is just in there so that you know that if you dislike me, you have a way to go. And if I dislike you, I have a way to go. It never means we'll get there. It just gives us an understanding of how we're going to end the relationship if it ever comes. And so it gets that off your shoulders, like, oh, fuck, how am I going to tell this guy that, I need to let him go, or his job sucks, or he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Put all that crap in writing and just say, here it is. And this is why you're getting a percentage. This is what I expect.
Yeah, and that's what I need to do too, is like make that thing like the operating agreement and kind of have something that, because I want to bring in, whenever I hire somebody or want to hire somebody, I want to have them in for like a trial, maybe have them in for like a day trial. And then after that day, I'm like, okay, well, let's extend your trial to like 90 days or something like that.
Well, some of the operating we look at, there's benchmarks they have to hit to stay with that agreement. So in other words,
Okay.
you can do like a 90-day, 6-month, or you can do it quarterly. Here's a quarterly benchmark. So you have to make sure, and then get an evaluation, quarterly benchmark, get an evaluation. And so he knows that those benchmarks he has to stay within to actually make the whole term of it work. And after that 1-year trial, that 1 year can be extended to a full-fledged, 2 or 3 year deal. Here's a go. You now get bumped up. Let's say, okay, you start a certain percentage for the first 3 months. Everything goes good. The uppest percentage for 6, and then slowly grows to that final max stage of whatever it is. And let's sign you up for the full 2 years. And after 2 years, you have an opportunity to say, listen, if I want another satellite business or as a partner in a satellite business where you're looking to take another county,
Mm-hmm.
well, now we're looking like a kind of like a joint partnership kind of thing.
Like a franchise.
Yeah, kind
Something
of
like
thing.
that.
Yeah, something like that. So it gives you those options to actually put those. So he always knows that he has to actually not just go in there. Because the other thing is when people do that, people's like, oh, he's just going to sit there and get a percentage of my business. No. You're going to have to hit these marks. This is, if you don't hit these marks, the company don't make money. If the company don't make money, why am I paying you?
Yeah.
I'll share, but I'm not going to do all the work so you can get paid. I'll just help me work, and I'll give you as much, to give you a benefit of whatever it is. I don't care. As long as we all go forward and hit those benchmarks, everybody's happy. Everybody's eating, drinking, whatever we want. We're done. So it gives those opportunities to look at it. So it takes a little bit to actually find a good person to write it. I'm still looking for it, and you're kind of trying to figure out how or how much you want to do. So you got to play with your numbers and everything else. But like I said, I'd rather give more. I'm just in it to open promises. I'd rather give more to the people helping grow promises than than what I really need, to be honest, because
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
Yeah, man. So what's your? I mean, I don't want to say your end goal, but what is like the goal that you have with end process?
My end goal is to take promises nationally to have one in every state.
Okay. And
It's an epidemic. It's not being done properly, and what ends up happening is addicts are looked at as a financial figure. In other words, I look at you as your insurance and how much they can give me. Whether you get better or not, who gives a shit? And that's the way they're being treated. And I don't want addicts to be treated like that. I don't want addicts to be treated like that. I don't want people to look, I hate the word addicts or whatever. I don't want them to look as they're doing something wrong because they fell into a bad trap of being hurt, being stuck in addiction and going a bad route. They're normal human beings. They need an opportunity. Our opportunity of promise is not only helping them get better, but what we're going to do is we're going to find them jobs so they feel that they have a sense of an accomplishment. So what we're going to do with our nonprofit is we're talking to local businesses. We're going to give them a job. We're going to pay the salary of that employee for the local business, so that local business can train them in their business. We're going to pay them, and after the end of, let's say, for say 3 months or 6 months, the employer wants to keep him. Then the employer then transfers over, and he starts paying them. So what we did is we started educate them on financial stuff, how to have a job, how to be responsible, and now they have a sense of purpose. That's the biggest thing in addiction, is the sense of purpose, because addiction is kind of like CrossFit. There's a community in a rehab facility. In the rehab facility, they feel comfortable because everybody knows their name. Outside in the real world, people around people like you, they don't know how to talk to us because they think we look down on them as them being an addict. We want to change that. We want that outside to be the community. So we're going to take them, make them feel better through a holistic approach, then educate them on employment, give them a job, a sense of self-responsibility, self-fulfillment, self-confidence, and then let them go on their own when they're ready. That's how we decided to do it. And if we can take that nationally, I'm pretty sure we can probably curb a lot of the opiate addiction and change the way they're being treated throughout the nation.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like a school.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like a school, a rehab. If you can envision a whole holistic, from nutrition to gym to I'm losing the word now, vocational school aspect, with basically getting out into the real world and having a job waiting for you. So it's going to be completely from A to Z. You're going to go in from feeling like you're nobody to outside to you're somebody, able to live on your own, able to take care of yourself, able to make your own decisions. And kind of like you just graduated. Congratulations. We built a rehab college, per se.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's like you're gonna have everything in there. You're gonna have like how you're saying like the gym, then you're gonna have the school, then you're gonna have everything that's gonna transform them mentally, physically, like fucking everything,
Financially,
dude.
mentally,
Yeah,
physically, financially, everything that most rehabs don't do, which most rehabs take from them. They make them feel that the rehabs are the only place they can go. They take all their financial money because they jack their insurance. They make them continually talk about how bad their lives were and how everything's terrible and they're never going to get out of it. We're flipping the script. So we did a nonprofit because we're going to be able to bill insurance. But if you don't have insurance, we're going to take you in also, because with the donations and the stuff that we're going to do, we're going to be able to help those people as well. From there, we're going to teach you, like, we don't care what we did in the past. Let's look, what do you want to do in the future? Kind of like the same thing we're talking about. What do you want to do in the future? What do you want to see? Where are you going to go? I don't care how rock bottom you are. We're not talking about rock bottom. Let's talk about going up. We're not going down. There's nowhere to go.
yep.
Down is dead. We're not going dead. We're going up. So let's figure out how to get you up. How do we get up? Build you mentally strong, build you physically strong, interior, because if you feel good, you mentally feel good. So build those two things. Now let's build some self-confidence. Go get a job. How hard is it to get a job? It's hard to get a job. We're going to get you a job. Find something that fits for you. Work for this guy. Don't worry about the payment. We're going to hook you up. We're going to give you a drive, there and back, whatever you got to do, we're going to hook you up. You feel good? Now you're on your own. It's up to you. If you got a problem, you can always come back and call us. We're not, we're here for you. So that's basically how we put it all together for the last 4 years.
Dude, so somebody wants to help you out with that. Where can they go to like find more information or something?
They can go to promisesrecoverycenters.com. That's the site for our current site. We're slowly building it up. Or they can reach me at Gary at gooddudesgrow.com. That's my podcast. If they want to learn more about the cannabis and everything else and how that helps with opiate addiction and how that's helped with everybody else, that's a good place to start. I use my podcast as an educational process. So I talk to everybody that's used basically opiates before or been stuck with opiates or had some sort of tragedy with opiates, how they used cannabis or CBD to get out of that and how it's changed their lives and how now they're advocates of it, or even how they've been arrested for selling cannabis in the past. And now all of a sudden they have a flourishing multi-million-dollar business that from something that's supposedly still illegal, helping others get out of the stuff. So the podcast is made for educational purposes, so they can reach me there as well. And if they're interested in any of the products, they can go to my website at www.pbzcbd.com. And all our products are actually third-party tested. As a firefighter, I give them to a lot of first responders, so I double-check, triple-check, and quadruple-check that my products are actually safe for first responders who don't want THC. And for those who do want THC, we do have some THC products on there. Not the full THC, but the legally allowed limit throughout the national legal limit.
Cool. And you're going to be using your own products for that surgery that you just got, right?
I've been using it right now. I haven't touched a pain, man. I have not been in pain. I actually worked out today, did some squats today, and was on an assault bike already. So I'm telling you, I've got the cannabis, the cannabis. I use cannabis because I try to be exposed, but I use the CBD, which is actually no THC in it because I'm not allowed. I have that dialed in for injuries and stuff. I'm a rehab expert, so I'm a medical exercise expert. So I take people from physical therapy back to strength training. So once physical therapists got them with their full range of motion and their weight bearing, I take them to get strong so they don't re-injure themselves. So I got the whole protocol that actually helps anybody that has injuries or anything else through that. So hopefully I'll be squatting back 400 by a couple of weeks. Try to keep up with you.
Yeah. No, dude, I don't squat 400. Shit. Soon, but not right now. Yeah, man. So, fuck, what was I going to ask? Oh, yeah, dude. So, like, I mean, you're taking your own products and stuff like that. So, like, just recording the process, dude, it's gonna be gold, man.
Yeah, it's already. I'm like, as soon as I left the doctor's office, I immediately started taking it. And I was on it all the next day, that day, and immediately right after. You saw me. Well, I don't know if you saw me. I actually had pictures. I had a drain tube in my knee. I was already doing handstand push-ups with the drain tube coming out of my knee. So it was like, everybody's like, seriously, dude, you can't take a break? I'm like, no, man, there is no break.
Yeah,
we got to get moving, get the blood flowing, get the shit out. The more blood flowing, the better it is for you. So, yeah, it's helped me sleep. It helped me recover. It's like I said, I'm extremely happy with the way we formulate our product. Our product is extremely good, and our customer service is above and beyond. Basically, what ends up happening is most people buy a product. If they go to a gas station or something, they buy something, they have nobody, they try it, and like, oh, this shit don't work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because nobody told you how to. You can call us, reach us anytime. We'll help you out. We tell you, I'm actually have another thing going on right now that I'm looking at. I'm not going to say what it is in case anybody takes my idea, but I came up with it the other day, and I'll tell you about it offline. It's pretty cool. But it basically, just get in touch with us. We'll help you find the right dosing. That's the biggest thing with the CBD. Everybody's different. Like what you take and I take, we'll take the same product, but I may take more because I'm a little bit bigger, and you may take less, or you may take more. Everybody's different. We just got to find that happy part and make people and teach people how to do that. And that's what our customer service does.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. And when the doctor gave you the pills, like he was telling you like, oh, take this so many pills this time. You're just like, all right, cool, just give it to me.
I said no. I'll be taking CBD. He goes, yeah, okay. So I said, no. I said, seriously, I'm not going to touch any of this. I'm not telling you right now. They even wrote it in my chart. It's on my chart. It says medication taken, cannabidiol. That's it. Yeah. I'm good. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Like you said, take the pills, yeah.
So give me the pills, but he goes, well, I'm going to give it to you in case. I was like, you give it to me in case, but I ain't touching them. So
just a reminder of
if anybody wants any, no, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a reminder of.
Keep your eye on the mission, man.
Yeah, this is a reminder. This is how my daughter started, and she's no longer here. So it's the reason why I'm opening Promises. That's exactly it. If I can get people to do the same thing that I'm doing and take CBD or cannabis instead of that, we're gonna curve a lot of people's issues.
Yeah, man. I love that, dude. Cool,
Thanks.
dude. So, yeah, man, I have one last question before we wrap up here, dude. I mean, I have a feeling of like I know where you're gonna go with this, but um, what do you consider your breakthrough moment?
Oh, I have quite a few actually. It's weird. It's
What? Yeah.
I actually thought about this the other day when somebody asked me. A breakthrough moment is my life has never been easy. It's you know what I mean. I've always battled for everything that I had, and I found that talking to firefighters who were basically heroes. Everybody says we're heroes. Everybody sees a firefighter and they go, "Look, hey, yeah, firefighters are heroes." And what most people don't know is our jobs are hard as shit. It's messed up what we do. All right. If you think about it, I'm going to tell you a little story and I'll show you why it's a breakthrough moment. If you think about it, if you look at all the shows like 911 and everything on TV, they pull a guy out of a burning house. All right. What you see is a guy has some, black soot on their face and all this. And like, oh, we're going to save him. And they do all this stuff to him. In real life, it's so hot in there. When we pull you out, your clothes is melted to your skin. When we pull you out, your skin's melted to our hands. If you ever burnt hair before, you smell that. We smell burnt skin, burnt hair. Now we have to somehow take you and give you like IV stuff. So while we're trying to give you an IV, we got to find a vein. So we're peeling back your skin and your shirt that's tied to you to try to find a vein to save your life at the same time as smelling burnt skin, burnt hair. We'll do that. And then an hour later, after we've dropped you off to the hospital, we'll get another call of a baby drowning. We still have the smell of burnt skin, burnt hair on our hands, on our clothes, in our nose. We don't get to say, no, we need to go wash that. We have to go to that other call. And so we'll smell that for that whole day until we can get a shower. Even then, you can't get out of your nose. You'll smell it for 3 days later. And that plays on firefighters. So when a firefighter comes to me and I gave him a product for pain and comes to me and calls me and says, hey, I wanted to hurt myself. I hated myself. I hated my family, hated my kids. But what you gave me made those bad thoughts go away, made me realize that the mission that I'm on, it really means something, not just to me for losing my daughter, but to other people. So that change, that person telling me that, told me that I'm on the right path. Now imagine the stuff that I just told you we do every third day for 30 years. Nobody ever tells a firefighter that. Firefighters are heroes. We ride on fire trucks. Kids love to see us. We play with dogs. They see little Dalmatians. Nobody ever tells you when you sign up, you're going to see people with their brains coming out of their head, no face, burnt skin stuck on you, smelling dead people for 3 days. Nobody tells you that. Join the Army, guess what? You're going to see dead people. You know what you're signing up for. Firefighter, you just want to be the hero on TV until you see all this shit. So if I can help people get and enjoy after 30 years of seeing shit that nobody else wants to see, if I can help them last their career and enjoy it at the end of their career, then I know I've done what I had to do. And that's basically my breakthrough moment, was that time that one guy called me and said that.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, man. Like dude. Like, when I was growing up in elementary, they always tell you like what would be like your dream job, right? So like a lot of people, they go towards like the basic, like the firefighter, the police officer, the nurse, the doctor, whatever. And man, I looked up to all the general jobs, and I'm just like, man, dude, like I want to be a firefighter. But that wasn't really, what I wanted to be. But all those choices that they give you, I was always sticking to firefighter because, the little kids, yeah, man, they see everybody as heroes, but they don't tell them what they actually go through.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that see their first car accident with people mangled and never come back. quit the job. It's not what they thought it would be.
Yeah.
They thought they'd be running into burning buildings. I thought I would be running into burning buildings, breaking shit up, cutting cars up. I didn't think I'd be carrying some dude's hand in my hand to bring it to the hospital, or a guy in a motorcycle accident, half his body here, half his body over there. Nobody told me about that. I want to go break the door. Can I go break the door? That's what I want to go do. But you sign up for it, you do what you can do, you help others, and that's 30 years of constant, mental bashing that a lot of people don't understand. And I'm trying to bring that out. And like I said, the little gummy bear, the little thing that's naturally comes from the earth, the little thing that everybody thinks so bad, will help these guys have happier careers, physically and mentally. So it's my goal is to change all that.
Hell yeah, man. So cool, man. So thank you for coming on the show, dude.
It's my pleasure, man. Sorry for ending it on a kind of a weird sob note, but
but it's deep, dude. I mean, that's that's what it's about,
That's the whole thing, man. That's what I'm here for. I appreciate you having me on your show. It was cool. It's fun.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I know we're gonna like redo the other interview though.
Yeah, definitely. I won't screw that one up this time.
Yeah. All right, man. Sounds good, dude.
All right, man. It was cool.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, buddy.